Hello everyone. In this video we'll talk about fork in GitHub repository and then we'll see how to create a pull request and get your changes merged. Before going ahead, if you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. We'll be covering these 2 points as an initial start of a video, that is what does fork means, and then we'll see how to fork a GitHub repository. So what does fork mean? For instance, let's say there is a public GitHub repository and you want to make some changes to the particular repository. So mostly what happens is if you are not a contributor of the particular repository, you cannot make any changes, or if you're not the owner of the repository, you are not allowed to make any changes in the repository. So in this case, what happened, you can fork a particular repository and then you can do all changes and try to push it to the particular main repository. So we'll see in detail how exactly that works. So just to give an idea about fork is not a git command or a git operation. It is only with GitHub repository. So you can only perform a fork operation in GitHub, not in Git. So this is only an add-on provided by a GitHub GitHub server, that is a Git hosting service that we currently are using in this particular video. So let's get started. So I will just open my particular GitHub account. So I will share the link for this particular repository in the description. Okay, so in this session, we'll use this particular repository to fork. So this is one repository where I have created one sample project or a repository. In this, you can see there is a folder called folder1, which contains 2 files over here. And there is one more user. So this is a user called Gagan PS GitHub. And there is another user which is over here. And the name of the user is Gagan Arora GitHub. So these are 2 different users, and this particular user, that is a user 2, Gagan Arora GitHub, is not having any rights on the repository that is over here, that is fork repository. So this is a totally different user who will try to make some changes on this particular repository that is over here. So now we'll see how to fork this particular repository. So for doing this, we have to copy this particular URL, go here on this particular instance of the browser where the second user is logged in. Just paste this particular URL over here. So now we can see we have opened the particular fork repository over here from the user, that is Gagan PS GitHub, that is over here. That is the first user and this is the second user. Now you can see there are some changes over here that has come up. So before going ahead to this particular user 2, I will go back to user 1, that is Gagan PS GitHub. Now over here you can see there is an option called fork, but this option is disabled and it says cannot fork because you own this repository and you're not a member of any organization, which means this is your own repository and you cannot fork it because it doesn't make any sense, right? Why you want to fork directly your own repository when you can directly push in your changes over here? So for this, they have provided a particular option that is called fork. So if I go to again user 2, that is over here. So in this user, you can see there is this option called fork which is enabled now, and you can see it says fork your own copy of Gagan PS GitHub / fork repository to your account, which means it's saying you can fork this particular repository to your own account. Also, if you try to add something over here, let's say I want to create a new file over here. It says you are making change in a project you don't have write access to. Submitting a change will write it to a new branch in your fork Gagan Arora GitHub / fork repository. You can send a pull request, which means you cannot directly add any changes to this particular repository that is under first user because you are not assigned any rights on this particular repository by the first user, that is Gagan PS GitHub. So there is no other go. We have to fork this particular repository in order to make a change. Now let's click on the fork icon to fork this particular repository from this particular account, that is Gagan PS GitHub, the user 1. I'll click on fork and you can see the operation is performing over here. It says forking Gagan PS GitHub / fork repository. Let's wait for a minute. Yes, it is done. Now you can see few details over here that is mentioned in this section, which says the current user, the user 2, the repository is Gagan Arora GitHub fork repository and it's forked from the first user repository, which means this particular repository over here is a copy of this repository. So there is no linking present between these 2 repositories, and now you can see it is present over here. So I'll just go back to my GitHub homepage and you can see this particular repository is shown over here. If I click on this, you can see the details are again present over here and it says again the same details, that is this one. So now we have seen what exactly is fork in case of GitHub repository and how to perform a forking in a GitHub repository. So this is one diagram that I want to show you before we proceed in our upcoming session. Till now we have seen how to fork a repository from remote repository, that is over here, to your forked repository. So now we have, let's say, one repository that is over here in the green. So in this repository there was already a code present, so I'll just name it to provide you a better understanding. So this was the initial repository. So this is the initial repository from where we have created a fork, and this is the new repository. So just to give an idea, so till now we are at this particular state where we have created a fork that is over here out of this particular remote repository, and there is no linking between these two repositories as of now. So for doing this, or let's say what in case you want to perform any changes. So let's say there are some changes which I want to push from this forked repository to this repository. So we'll see this in this video itself, not a problem. And what if there is some changes present in this particular remote repository and you want to add these changes to this particular forked repository? So as of now guys, there is no way in which you can perform or you can get the changes from this remote repository directly to your forked repository. So for that, what we have to do is like we have to go via local git repository. So we'll see that. So let's try this. So we'll do one thing. We'll make some changes over here in the remote repository, and then we'll try to see how we can just push or we can pull the changes from this remote repository to our forked repository. So let's try to do it. So I'll go to my forked repository that is over here. I will just copy this particular clone URL and I will go to my terminal. I'll go to my repository folder and I will just clone it. So we can see it is done. I will go inside this repository and I will just check all the details. So you can see, yes, all the details are present over here. That's totally fine. Now we'll do one thing. We'll just check for the remote server that it is pointing to. So you can see it's as of now pointing to our origin server, which means if you go to the picture again over here, so we have cloned this particular repository from our forked repository to a local. So in this case, this repository will be the remote repository for this particular local git repository, and the name of the repository is origin over here. So I will do one thing. I will type the name over here for our reference. So this is the remote server for our local git repository from where we have cloned all the changes to our local git repository. That's over here. Now, if you want to get the details from the remote repository that is over here, in that case, we cannot perform any operation directly on the forked repository as discussed previously. So for this, we have to do one thing. We have to create one more mapping or one more remote server for this particular local git repository. So if you see, as of now, there is only one repository or the remote repository associated to our local git repository, that is origin. Now we'll try to add one more repository over here for this particular remote repository to get the changes in our local git repository from where we'll try to push it to fork. So any changes that we want to push from remote to fork repository, we have to go via local git repository in this case. So I will add our remote server to the local git repository over here, that is this one from the first user. So for this, I will go back to my terminal and I will type git remote add upstream and the URL. So this is like you're going to add one more remote server to our local git repository, and we are providing the name for the new server. So we can provide any name, but as of now for standardization, we are using upstream over here, and we'll provide the URL. So for this, we have to go back again over here and we have to provide this particular URL. So I will go back and I will just type it here, hit enter. So now if I go and check, so there are two remote servers assigned over, that is origin and upstream. That's good. Now we can see that is done. Now we'll go back to our presentation. So what we have done till now is we have created one more remote server linking between the local repository and the remote repository, and we already have by default linking over here for origin. So I'll just copy this and I will paste it here and I will just name it as upstream. Okay, that's done now. So now we have a local git repository which has two remote repository, that is upstream and origin. Origin is by default linked to this repository, and we have added this over here with upstream. Now we'll do one thing. We'll try to make some changes in the remote repository and we'll try to push the changes to our forked repository. So I will go back again to my remote repository or the main repository over here, and I will, let's say, add one file. So I will say file name is, let's say, file1.txt, and I will say file1 is for login, let's say, and I will keep this commit as of now the same, the commit message. You can see it is committed. Now just to see is there any changes reflected to our local, so I will just check the same hierarchy. So I will type ls minus la. So you can see as of now there is no file present with the name file1.txt, because this file or this repository has not been pulled from here, which means we have to pull first the changes from the remote repository, that is the upstream, to our local Git repository. So I will do a git pull, and then you have to provide the name. So I will say the name as upstream, and I will say which branch, and you can see it is trying to pull all the changes. Now it has said one file is changed and one insertion has been made, which means one file has been updated, and it has said like git commit has been changed from this particular commit to this particular commit. Now if I go back and check my local thing, so you can see this file has been displayed over here, which means the file is present now after we have done a git pull, and the content is also same over here. If I go back to my fetch repository that is over here from user2, if I refresh, so you can see there is nothing coming over here with file1.txt, because we have not created anything over here. So there is nothing present over here because this particular repository has not been changed. So for this now we have to do one thing, we have to again push changes from this particular repository to our forked repository. So I will go back here and I will say git push, and you can see it is pushing. Why I have not provided origin over here? Because origin is the by default mapping that is done. So I will provide my credential. It is asking, that is Gagan Arora, I guess it is GitHub, and the credentials. So you can see now it has been authenticated and it is trying to push, and yes, you can see the changes has been pushed over here. If I go back to this repository and do a refresh, so you can see this file is present over here. So now we have seen how to pull some changes from the initial remote repository to our forked repository. So for this, as we have seen, we have to create a local Git repository from where we perform this particular operation in this particular way. So this is how we have seen how to get the changes from a remote repository to a forked repository. So there is no other direct way to do it. So we have to go it via local Git repository only. Now what if we want to make some changes in the forked repository and we want to push it to remote repository? So there are one way to do it. So we have to create a pull request for that. So we'll do that. So these are the steps that we have to follow, or we have already followed. So that is, we have forked a Git repository, then we have cloned the forked repository to a local. Now we'll do an update changes to our forked repository, and then we'll see how to create a pull request and merge the changes. So I will go back to my forked repository. So for this is the repository that the user is, the user2, that is Git Gagan Arora GitHub. Over here I will do one thing, I will just change, or I will create one file. So I will say I will create file 2.txt, and I will say file 2 is added, and I will keep the commit message as same, and I will just commit it. So you can see we have added one more commit over here in the forked repository, and if I go back to our initial or the main repository from where the fork was made, if I refresh this, you will not be able to see file2.txt because it has not been pushed, or we cannot push it also because there is no linking, because the person who is having this forked repository is not having any access right to this particular repository, so he cannot push this thing over here. Okay, so for this he has to create a pull request. I will go back to this particular repository, that is on the second user. Now you can see this particular repository that we have added this file to, it says pull request. So if I go here, so you can see there are some details that is displayed over here, which says this is our head repository, which means the repository from where changes are made, and this arrow says we are trying to push these changes to this particular repository, and for this only we are trying to create a pull request. Okay, and the master branch from our current repository, that is for user2, is the master branch which is we are trying to merge to the master branch of our remote repository, that is our origin repository. Not origin, I'll say the upstream repository that we have already mapped to. So I will go and create a pull request. I will say something like pull request for new file, file2.txt. So you can see the changes over here is shown over here. I will just create a pull request. So now it says pull request for new file. This is already created now, and it has been sent to our initial repository owner. I want to highlight over here, since we have forked the initial repository, we cannot push it directly to the initial repository, that is a remote repository, from a forked repository. So for that case only, we are using a pull request, where the person who has forked the repository is making a request to the initial owner of the repository saying, I have made some changes over here. Please review this particular change, and if you feel it is comfortable, please merge it to your particular repository. Now if I go back to my repository that is over here, so you can see there is no pull request shown over here as of now. If I refresh, there is one pull request that is now coming over here, and you can see this says pull request for new file, which we have created from there, and it says some description that's over here. You can see the file changed over here. It says this file has been changed. Going back to commit, it shows the commit details and the conversation. Now if let's say I am the owner of this repository, I feel this is okay with my particular standards, I can just go and merge it. So if I click on merge, I can just provide a message again. I am fine with this particular message. Let's keep it like this. If you click on confirm merge, so you can see this particular merge has been done. So you can see this merge commit has been done. If I go back to my repository, that is the forked repository, which I already created, from where it has been forked to many places, you can see this file is displayed over here. So this is how we have seen how to fork a repository and how to push changes from a forked repository to your initial repository from where the repository was forked. And also we have seen how to create a pull request and how to get it clarified from the other hand also. So that's it guys. Thank you a lot for watching my videos. Please do like, subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.